Imagine standing in your wedding dress, staring at the man you thought you'd spend forever with, only to realize your vows will become his public trial. I used to believe in fairy tales, the kind where love conquers everything and honesty is the foundation. That belief shattered the week I was supposed to marry the love of my life, Daniel Holt. Daniel and I met 5 years ago at a charity gala in Soho. He was charismatic, attentive, and confident in that effortlessly charming way that makes you forget your own name mid-conversation. He worked in finance, always surrounded by people, but he made me feel like I was his only constant. And then there was Amelia Rhodes, my best friend since university, and later, my maid of honor. She was the kind of woman who turned heads effortlessly, brilliant, bold, magnetic. We were inseparable. I trusted them both more than I trusted myself. That was my first mistake. 3 weeks before the wedding, little things began to feel off. Amelia suddenly became too involved in helping Daniel with the wedding arrangements. He'd text her late at night, claiming it was about logistics. At first, I brushed it off. I didn't want to be that paranoid bride. But intuition, it whispers before it screams. One night while I was finalizing seating arrangements, I saw a message flash on Daniel's phone. It wasn't words, just a red heart emoji and a "can't wait to see you again." From Amelia. I froze. My pulse turned into static. I tried to breathe, convincing myself there had to be some innocent explanation, but deep down, I already knew something was rotten. I confronted Daniel the next day. He laughed it off. "Babe, it's just Amelia being playful. You know her. You're overthinking." I wanted to believe him. I really did. But something in his eyes, that hesitation, it was the first crack in the facade. A few days later, I was at Amelia's flat helping her choose jewelry for the ceremony. She went to the bathroom, and her laptop pinged. The notification read, "Dropbox upload complete. Honeymoon photos." My blood went cold. We hadn't even gone on our honeymoon yet. Curiosity burned through hesitation. I clicked. Inside was a folder titled "For My Daniel." Inside were dozens of photos of Amelia and Daniel together, private dinners, secret weekends, even a video of the two kissing at a cottage we once planned to honeymoon in. My stomach twisted. It was as if I was watching my own memories being replaced. That night I didn't cry. I documented everything: screenshots, backup copies, dates, timestamps. My heartbreak hardened into strategy. If they wanted to humiliate me, I'd make sure they regretted ever underestimating me. I decided not to confront either of them. Not yet. I smiled, I planned, I rehearsed. I even hugged them both when they arrived for the final rehearsal dinner. They thought I was blind, but I was memorizing every smirk, every lie disguised as affection. My mother kept saying, "You seem so calm, Isla." And I was. Because when you already know the truth, the performance becomes effortless. I even gave Amelia a little gift the night before the wedding, a silver bracelet engraved with "Sisters Forever." She cried. I almost laughed. What they didn't know was that I had spent the past week setting up a projector and hidden speakers at the venue. The same equipment we'd planned to use for a slideshow of our love story. Except, I changed the slideshow. The morning of my wedding felt like walking into a battlefield in white lace. Guests filled the cathedral. My father held my arm, and Daniel, standing at the altar, smiled like a man convinced he'd won. I took my place beside him. The priest began his words. "Do you, Isla Marin, take this man?" And that's when I stopped him. "Actually, Father, before we continue, there's something everyone here should see." I gave a nod to the sound technician I'd bribed the night before. The lights dimmed. The projector came alive. At first, people thought it was a romantic slideshow. Then the images changed: Daniel and Amelia at the lake house, kissing, holding hands, the video of them in bed. The room fell silent. Amelia's face turned ghost white, Daniel's jaw locked. Gasps, whispers, my mother's hand over her mouth. I said quietly into the microphone, "That's my maid of honor, and that's my fiancé. So I think I'll pass on saying I do." I turned to Daniel. "You said you loved me. Turns out you just loved an audience. Well, now you have one." Then I handed the mic to the priest and walked out, veil trailing behind me like the ghost of the woman I used to be. By the time I reached home, the video had already gone viral. Someone from the wedding posted it online with the caption, Bride exposes cheating fiancé during vows. Over 12 million views in a week. Daniel lost his job within days. His company didn't like public scandals. Amelia's engagement to a client she'd been pursuing, cancelled. Her reputation, in ashes. Meanwhile, I filed for defamation and emotional damages because I had receipts of them badmouthing me in private messages. I kept the house Daniel and I had co-bought. He moved back with his parents. Karma, as it turns out, makes a great wedding gift. It's been 2 years since that day. I never remarried, and I don't need to. I found peace in being my own savior. The betrayal nearly destroyed me, but the revenge rebuilt me. And sometimes, late at night, I rewatch the footage not out of bitterness, but to remind myself that I am capable of surviving what was meant to break me. They betrayed me as a team, so I destroyed them as a team. And that's a story I'll never regret living.
Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed this, go watch the one on the left and don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more tales of triumph over injustice and a saga of ultimate revenge.